But like, tell me why jealousy is a leading cause of spousal homicide. Like, what the f? Guys, I got the snakes in today because we're talking about jealousy. That's so annoying that that girl on Instagram is so pretty. I'm so frustrated that my coworker keeps getting promoted. Meanwhile, I'm working my butt off and never get recognized. I'm so freaking frustrated that my partner is talking to this girl who is so funny and charismatic. Like, can he not? These are all common scenarios of jealousy and envy. Don't lie, we have all been there or are currently there, but we do need to get a grip on it because if not, jealousy can really spiral. I will share first. You're welcome. I have been a petty person. Okay. Let's get it over with. Jealousy has truly had a chokehold on me in the past and caused me to have feelings of rage and resentment and anger and frustration and just really live in a negative space where I didn't like a lot of people. I've been jealous of my former boyfriends, even just talking to someone of the opposite gender. Yeah, okay, I didn't say I'm proud of it, okay? I've been jealous of gorgeous girls on social media. Growing up in school, I would be very envious of people who had better grades than me, who were just more talented. And if you can relate to any of this, you need to keep watching because jealousy can cause you to act and behave in really unhealthy and destructive ways that can ruin your relationship and your mental health. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over what jealousy and envy are. I'll give you guys some question prompts to reflect on as always. We'll talk about where these emotions come from and how they can manifest in really ugly ways. And yes, I'll be airing my dirty laundry out per usual. We'll talk about how jealousy thrives in the modern world of social media. And finally, how you can overcome all this and actually turn your jealousy into something good. And if you are on a self-love journey of just bettering yourself, your mind, your body, your money, definitely hit subscribe. You'll love my other videos and let's get started. First, let's get into what is it. Jealousy and envy are often used interchangeably, but they're actually different. To put it simply, envy is wanting something someone else has. Jealousy is being threatened that something you already have is going to be taken away from you. So with envy, you can envy your sibling's talents or your friend's car or a model's face. So you can get jealous that your partner is spending a lot of time with someone else and you're scared you're going to lose them. You can get jealous of a sibling getting better grades or getting preferential treatment from your parents because you're scared that that parental love is going to slip away to them. And I hate that these two emotions get so demonized because like it's fine if you're sad or if you're angry or if you're anxious, but if you're jealous, you're the devil. You're a snake and you deserve to rot in hell. It's completely a natural feeling. It's been documented in infants as early as 6 months old. But to understand how to manage this emotion, you need to understand where it comes from. Both jealousy and envy are secondary emotions, which means they derive from primary emotions like anger, sadness, fear, anxiety. I remember in college, I would get really jealous when my closest friend at the time would hang out with other people. Mind you, are friendships exclusive? No. Did I still feel betrayed when I would go online and see a picture of her at dinner with another friend? Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, because I was psycho. No, but really I would get sad thinking of them laughing and bonding with this other person. Thinking back to that, I realized that my jealousy just came from really valuing my relationship with her and being scared that threatened really that someone else was going to take it away from me and I was going to lose my best friend. And it also came from a place of possessiveness and like an entitlement over another human being, which, friends, is not healthy, okay? I was a little Delulu. Repeat after me, we don't own other people. People can do whatever they want. You choose how you feel about what they're doing and whether you want to be in a relationship with them. By the way, I see this entitlement happen a lot with people when their ex starts dating someone new. A lot of people get this tinge or rage of jealousy because at some level they still feel like they have an entitlement or a possessiveness about their former partner. The second place that jealousy comes from is low self-esteem. In my college friend example, I didn't have the confidence and the self-esteem to know the value that I brought to friendships. I felt like I could easily be replaced because I wasn't cool enough, I wasn't fun enough to hang out with. I, keyword, compared myself to this other person. Another huge underlying feeling behind jealousy is fear of abandonment. And that can come from a really valid place. Maybe in your past, a former partner cheated on you. It would then make sense that with a new partner, you might be scared of who they're talking to, who they're hanging out with. Or maybe as a child, your parents always pitted you and your siblings against each other with who was doing better. And that can lead to a lot of jealousy or insecurities as an adult. And speaking of parent and child's dynamics, people prone to jealousy usually have an anxious attachment style. They tend to be the ones that really fear that their partner won't reciprocate their love. They tend to need a lot of validation and reassurance. It's hard for these people to trust and feel secure, and that often evolves into jealousy. And if you're interested in learning more about that, definitely check out my video on attachment styles. And here are some question prompts you can journal about or reflect on. Do you ever get annoyed or even angry when your partner is hanging out with someone else? Does seeing someone else do well ever make you feel small? And where does that come up in your life? Does seeing a good-looking person on TikTok or Instagram ever make you feel like annoyed at them? Do you know someone who is pretty and talented and smart and always happy and you just hate them? Like, why are they always happy? Where does it come from? Does it come from unhappiness? Does it come from bad body image issues? Does your jealousy come from a past traumatic relationship? Maybe you need to do some healing from being cheated on. If you're jealous of someone's beauty, maybe it comes from insecurity or lack of self-confidence, and you need to work on your self-esteem. Tap into your emotions, ask questions, and figure out what's really triggering you. And when you think about this, you have to go deeper than surface level, right? Because a lot of times we'll see someone on Instagram on a yacht, partying it up in Miami, and we'll think that's what we want. We'll think we'll want a yacht, right? But you don't really want a yacht. You want maybe money. You want to live financially free. You want to be stress-free. You want to have friends to go party with. Moving on, let's talk about how this can manifest in a really ugly way, because if you don't deal with it, it can turn into something real dark and just bubble up until you are in a stew of toxicity. If you're jealous of your partner's new coworker who's really beautiful, that could spiral into controlling behavior of you saying, don't talk to them. Let's say you're envious of your friend's new job promotion. If you don't deal with that, that envy could turn into rage at your friend. And that can lead to a whole slew of issues like trying to bring them down or talking shit about them or resenting them, just really ugliness. If you've always struggled with body image issues and you try really hard to work out, you try really hard to eat well, but you just don't like how you look. But then you go on Instagram and you see this girl who's like naturally has a perfect body. It's so easy for jealousy to just take over and be like, she's not even that pretty, but she's actually flat-chested, or she probably edits her pictures, she's probably fake. And these are the type of thoughts that turn into haters in the comments. You don't want to be one of them. And especially if that girl is confident about her beauty. When you're envious of someone's looks, their money, their happiness, their confidence feels like bragging to you. It's like this toxic thinking of, how dare you flaunt your success while I'm struggling with that? It's the mentality of, I don't have it, so I don't want you to have it either. If you think someone's up here, you feel the need to bring them down to your level so you don't feel as bad about being here. Moving on, let's talk about social media. Social media puts a magnifying lens on envy and can really amplify that feeling. Why? Because it makes everyone so accessible for comparison. Before social media, maybe you were jealous of your neighbor or your friend. Now, in 30 seconds, with just a few scrolls, we are bombarded with photoshopped picture perfect lives. The perfect bodies, the perfect relationships, the perfect jobs. And when you don't feel good about yourself, that feels like a freaking punch in the face. I know all about this. When I was on social media, when I was really insecure about where I was at in life, I was like the motherfreaking Grinch of social media, just sitting there scrolling heart. Social media is really a platform where showing off is not only normal, it's like expected. We are just blasted with all of these things we wish we had, but we don't have, and we have to just sit there and suffer in silence watching other people have them. This can spark a lot of comparison and trigger a lot of envy. When I was at my peak jealousy levels, going on Instagram, even for just a few minutes, winded me. My stomach would drop. My mood could just be ruined for the whole day. I remember the first time I felt a really strong pang of jealousy on social media. It was on Instagram many years ago when hashtag no filter, hashtag no makeup first started. Now I know a lot of these posts are actually fake and people are wearing makeup, but it didn't process at the time. And I would see all of these girls with no makeup, sun-kissed skin, like half the time it was a candid picture. They weren't even posing or trying to look good. Well, that's how it came across, at least. Meanwhile, I'm here like, damn, about to break my back trying to get a good shot. Putting on makeup, using the best filter, and now hating these girls who just look so good naturally. I know how toxic that sounds. We've come a long way since then. We're in therapy, we're better. Moving on, what did I do to get out of that place? I needed to change my entire mindset. Here are some mindset shifts that I made that might be helpful to you. Let's start with how to deal with jealousy. Remember, jealousy is rooted in low self-esteem and insecurities a lot of the time, so if you feel like you're an overjealous person, you should start with your own confidence. If you're jealous of your best friend who is suddenly spending a lot of time with a new friend, remember to build self-esteem and validate yourself. Remember that you are a good friend, you are a good person to hang out with. There's a reason why you two were best friends to begin with. Trust, if you have a strong, healthy relationship, no one else can steal them away. And if your friend or your partner does end up leaving you because someone else came along, good frickin' riddance. And also I should note, in these scenarios, you should understand if it's actually your insecurities or if it's someone else just jeopardizing the relationship. If your partner is flirting with other people or giving you a reason to feel jealous, that's another story. Snip, snip. The next thing you need to remember is that you are unique. For example, YouTube is such a hard field to break into. It can often feel like you're never growing as a creator, or you're just not getting enough subscribers or likes or traction. And I've really considered just stopping making videos because I felt like there were so many people already doing what I was doing, the niche of self-development. And it can be really easy to be jealous or envious and wonder, like, why is this person blowing up, or that person speaks better than me, or how come this person's growing so fast when I'm posting more? Blah, 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 blah. But in the realization that you are truly unique, comparison dies. I don't care if I'm making similar content to a million other people. Someone else could literally be saying the exact words I'm saying, and I still don't feel threatened because people are gonna want to watch me for me, like my personality, or that I talk with my hands. They're gonna notice something in me and choose me. Just like how another viewer might subscribe to someone else because they click with them. But no one in the entire world can be me. And that's my superpower. Now let's talk about how to deal with envy. Number one is realizing that you're in a victim mindset. Envy will always be a losing game. Why? Because the goalpost will keep moving. If you're envious of someone making $100,000 and you work your butt off and you finally get there, then you'll be envious of someone who makes $200K or who works from home. Envy is really just trapping yourself in a bubble of dissatisfaction, and really you just need to focus on your own path instead of everyone else's. Winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. Number two is realizing that envy towards someone else is really just misplaced frustration. You're actually upset with yourself and your own life, and they're just the ones who are showing you that. There's no reason to hate on them because they're not the cause of your unhappiness. It's like not liking your body and then getting mad at your mirror for showing you your reflection. Number three is external versus internal. When you only focus on external things, on external people, you will always feel out of control because you literally don't have control over that. You need to focus and compare yourself to you, who you were yesterday, who you were a year ago. And it's just fair that you compare yourself to only you because you're the only person who's gone through your exact trials and tribulations. No one else in the entire world has gone through exactly what you have gone through. And you haven't been through all of the shit that has gotten someone else to that point in their life. Everyone has struggles, everyone is multifaceted, and you can't just cherry pick highlights of someone's life and compare yourself to that. If you want to be someone else so badly, you have to be ready to take everything that comes with that person. Their crazy family dynamics, any medical conditions, their mental health issues. And you'll quickly realize, you don't want that. People can appear to be happy and beautiful, but they can be suffering in ways we will never see. The guy who got into Harvard, who you're so envious of, could actually have major depression or just be struggling from all of the pressure and be miserable from all of the studying. So you just can't compare your life to someone else's because you don't even know what they're going through. Number 4 is make envy a tool, a guide. Just like how the feeling of hunger tells us we need to eat, the feeling of envy can show us what we really want in life. So many people say they don't know what they want to do in life, they feel lost, like follow your envy. Use it as like a blinking red light cue because at the end of the day, it's really just a gap between what we have and what we want to have. For example, I know I want to work for myself one day, so when I see all of these entrepreneurs or YouTubers or influencers being their own boss, and I sense even just a tinge of jealousy or envy, I quickly flip that into admiration. I see it as, girl, this is clearly what you want. You are on the right path. And also I use the other person as inspiration, like what I want is possible. Someone's doing it, and I can do it too. Number 5 is believing in yourself. When you have a real confidence, there's no room for envy. It's the mentality of everyone can win, and just because someone else is eating right now doesn't mean I'm not going to. Think of something that you're extremely confident about. Let's say getting older, right? We're all confident that we're gonna age because that's just a fact of life. So if you're 25, why would you be envious of someone who's 30? Like, you know you're gonna get there eventually, and just because they hit that point in their life doesn't mean at all you're not going to. So think of your goals in that way too. But, sometimes you will be envious of things you can't change, you can't work towards. Like a different eye color, or a genetically gifted talent, or a certain height. And with things you can't change, you have to accept and just be grateful for the things you do have. And that goes back to my point that we're all in different phases of our life and we're all truly unique. You might be looking at one person envious of their look. Someone else might be looking at you envious of your career or your relationship or something. There's really no winning with envy. We're just doing our own thing, you know? At the end of the day, when you face envy, you have 2 options. Use it as a guide to see what you want in life and chase after that. Or do absolutely nothing and realize that envy and jealousy are just human emotions and we all have intrusive thoughts, intrusive feelings, and we don't have to act on all of them and just be pulled in a million different directions when we have a million intrusive thoughts. You can just watch that thought go by and focus on yourself and be grateful for the life you do have. That is all I have for you today. If you liked this video, definitely check out my video on attachment styles, and please comment down below your experience with jealousy or envy, and honestly it'll help me feel a little better and a little less crazy for airing my dirty laundry out with the entire world. That is all I have for you guys today. Oh my gosh, I hear Mr. Softy. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.
1, 2, 3